Hey guys, my name is Suyash and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to cover how to deploy a Google ADK agent in Google Cloud Platform. And by the end of the video, you will have a clear understanding of the steps that are involved, the code that is required to deploy the agent, and how you can use this code for your use cases. Let's get started. So in this video, we are going to deploy our basic Google ADK agent in production, meaning in Google Cloud Platform. Now, before we start the video, I want to let you know that this video is part of the prototype to production series, where we use the Google ADK to build an agent, and then we use the Google Agent Starter Pack to add the production ready code. So do check out the previous video of this playlist for context. Okay, now let's get started with some concept overview as part of this video before we dive into the code. So today we are going to deploy our Google ADK agent in Agent Engine in Google Cloud. So Agent Engine is a fully managed service that provides a secure and serverless environment for us to deploy and scale AI agents. Let me quickly walk through what actually happens when we deploy the agent. So first we start with our agent source code, which is the agent.py file and the related code, which has tools, utils, and so on, along with the requirements file, which are the Python dependencies. Then the deploy script compresses all this code into a single compressed archive, and it sends it to Agent Engine. Agent Engine then builds a container for us. Okay, so it extracts our code, it installs the dependencies, and it sets up the environment. We don't need to write the Docker file ourselves. Next, inside the container, it finds our agent, it initializes it, and it starts it up. And finally, our agent goes live, which means we have an endpoint that we can query, that we can request and get a response, which allows us to interact with the agent. Then we have access to the playground in the browser, and then the platform related considerations are also considered, like auto scaling, sessions, observability, and so on. So most of it is out of the box that we get when we deploy to Agent Engine. Next, I want to show you a part of the code component which is important to understand. So here in the code, the ADK app base class is used. Okay. Now ADK app is a wrapper that makes our agent deployable. Okay, meaning we build an agent with ADK, and then ADK app takes that agent and makes it suitable or ready to run in Agent Engine. So it's like a bridge between the agent code and the GCP's managed infrastructure. So if you look at this diagram, this ADK app is the base class that we are talking about, and it wraps our ADK agent code, typically agent.py and the other files, and it provides built-in operations for us to interact with that agent. So some of the operations are query, stream query. It takes care of session management as well as memory management. On top of this, we extend the base class by creating a custom class called as Agent Engine App, and it extends this base class. Okay, and the reason we do this is because we want to register a custom operation. So apart from these built-in operations, we want to register a custom operation, that is register feedback, which allows the agent to capture user feedback from the front end. And ultimately what happens is all these operations, the built-in operations as well as a custom operation, are then exposed as API endpoints on Agent Engine, so that these API endpoints can then be called or used to interact with the agent. Now let's look at the code. Okay, so the first file that we will look at is Agent Engine app.py, and what this is actually the production wrapper. So it takes the same agent that we've built in the previous videos, the basic agent with simulated tools, and then it adds additional logic on top of it, like startup logic, and this is where we provide the custom operations. Okay, so let's look at the code. A few notable imports is this GCS artifact service. This is where the artifacts that are created by the agent are stored in Google Cloud Storage, and they persist across sessions. Okay, so this is required for a production agent. The next thing is this ADK app. Now this is exactly what we spoke about in the conceptual overview. This is that base class. And then ultimately this is our Google ADK agent app that is imported. So this is the app code, right? We have some simulated tools. We have the agent definition, and this is the ADK app. And this app gets imported here. Okay. Now this is the custom class that we spoke about in the conceptual overview, which extends a base class, and it creates 3 new methods. The first is setup, which runs once during the container startup. So it initializes Vertex AI, it sets up telemetry. We will look at this in the next set of videos. Then it uses the setup step of the base class and runs it to set up the rest of the components. Then logging is set up. Next, we have the register feedback method. Okay. Now this is that custom operation that we want to register. So the name is register feedback, and what it does is simple. It takes the feedback data structure that the code gets from the front end. It could be thumbs up, thumbs down, right? Any form of user feedback. It takes this feedback data structure. It then validates it against a pydantic model. So there is a pydantic model that's defined in utils. Okay, you can check it out. The feedback data is validated against that pydantic model. And if it's correct, if it's validated, then that feedback gets logged in a structured format in cloud logging. Now this is that operation, but the place where this operation gets registered is here. Okay. So this method register operations does that. It takes all the current operations and then it adds our custom operation to the operation object. And in this way, when the agent is deployed in the agent engine, register feedback becomes a separate endpoint that can be called. Okay. So this is where we create the production agent object, which is an instance of the agent engine app, the custom class, where we pass our Google ADK agents app, and then we provide an artifact service. It could be GCS artifact service if the GCS bucket is provided, or it could be in memory. Okay. Next, we will look at the actual deployment script, which is deploy.py. What this script does is it packages our agent code and then sends it to agent engine. Now, if the agent already exists, it updates it. Otherwise, it creates a new instance of agent engine and deploys our agent. Okay. Now this file is pretty long, so I won't go through all the helper methods, but I will go through the primary function, which is the deployment function. So this is our main function, deploy agent engine app. And before I talk about the function, you see a couple of decorators here, right? So this function uses a Python package called as click. And what click lets us do is it turns a regular Python function into a command line tool. So this click command does that. This decorator marks this function as a CLI command, and you can run it from the terminal. Okay. And all these click dot options become CLI flags or CLI arguments. Okay. Just like arg parser, right? Similarly, these become the CLI flags, and you can provide defaults, the variable name, and so on. So let me tell you what actually happens in the function at an overall level. So the first step is parsing of the CLI flags and then turning them into dictionaries. Okay. So this is where all that happens. Next, our agent code gets imported locally, and then an API spec gets generated. Okay. So if you look at somewhere here, our agent code is getting imported, and then this helper function generates the API specification, which contains all the operations along with the custom operation that we specified. Then we have the agent engine configuration where all of this comes together. So everything is packed into one configuration object, right? The code, the scaling information, the API specs, and so on, right? So this is that. And then finally, the place where the actual deployment gets created or updated is somewhere here. Okay. So if the agent already exists, then it gets updated. If not, then you see that the agent engine gets created with the config object. Okay. Now that we have looked at the deployment script and code, let's actually do the deployment. Okay. And it's pretty simple. So if you go to the make file, all the commands required for deployment are under this shortcut deploy. So what happens is, first the requirements file gets created and exported locally, and then the deployment script is run along with some CLI flags such as the source package, which is our app directory, the entry point, and so on. Now let's go to the terminal. Now it does take 3 to 5 minutes for the agent to get deployed, and that's why I ran this ahead of time. So I ran make deploy, and then you see that the deployment parameters are shared, its name and so on, the environment variables. And while the agent gets deployed, you get a link which you can click to check the logs. Okay, so even though the deployment is complete, we can still see the logs. So if you see the log, you will see the set of steps that are provided in a private Docker file that is running in the backend. You see the setup steps that are happening. The image gets pulled, the packages are installed. Somewhere down the line, our code will be unzipped and installed. And ultimately, you will see that once the container startup is complete, a UVCon server is created, which we can then interact with. We can query and get a response. Okay. And once the deployment is done, you will get a link of the playground. And if you click on the link, we will be able to interact with the deployed agent. Now this is the new agent platform. And then inside deployments, you should be able to see our ADK production agent. Okay. And then if you look at the configuration, you will see the complete resource name, the display name, the URLs that you can use for querying, the specification, right? The number of workers and so on, the create time, the update time, and additional metadata. Now there are tons of elements that are provided out of the box. You can see there is evaluation, models, tools, there are traces, there is security, memories, evaluation. But right now let's go to the playground and interact with the agent. And what I will do is I will write a prompt, the same prompt that we ran locally in one of the previous videos. So you see that we ran this prompt and then it correctly called the get weather tool, and it gave a response that the weather in San Francisco is 60 degrees. And this is a simulated tool. Now, if you look at this UI, it is similar to the ADK web UI. So a new session got created as part of this invocations interaction. Okay, and you will see that in the sessions here. If you look at traces and if you click this session, this is very interesting. Okay, you will be able to see the entire lineage or the trace of that invocation. So you will see that there was an invocation, then the root agent was invoked, then the LLM was called, the LLM generated a function call, then the function was executed, and again the LLM was called and the final response was generated. So this is very intuitive, it's very interesting. It gives us a lot of information for monitoring and debugging. You can certainly explore the other aspects of this deployed agent, but for now we have successfully deployed the agent and interacted with the agent in GCP. That's all for today. If you found this video helpful, do like, do subscribe, and stay tuned for the next set of videos. Thank you.